So
basically, my aorta just blew up. Just
your what happened?
my aorta, you know,
The aorta.
the aorta here that
Yes.
goes down there.
Oh my God.
It opened. It's called a dissection,
Right.
and it was in 3 places, here and there and there.
And so, but what? How did you experience this? You know.
Well, you've got a very big pain in
Right.
the chest,
Right.
okay, like an explosion,
Right.
and so I knew something was wrong.
Right. Where were you at the time?
At home, having a phone call with my best friend,
Oh dear. Okay.
and suddenly I stood up. I was not feeling well. I sat again. I was not feeling well.
Oh my.
I said to him, something is wrong. I go downstairs. I went downstairs. I was my legs were shaking.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
holding the thing. I lied on the bed, and I told him I'm still bad. I hung up. I go to the hospital.
Wow.
And then I was going to the hospital. Then after 24 minutes at the urgencies, they called the helicopter to transfer me to an hospital that is specialized in the heart.
Oh my God.
And at 2 a.m. I was operated.
Open heart surgery.
Open heart surgery.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Put a tube here. That's why my voice is not the same as before.
That's
but
crazy.
it should come back. They say
Yes,
to me.
of course.
And then they cool up your body. They take all the blood out of the heart and everything. Oh, sorry.
That's
And
crazy.
and then they replaced a part of the aorta.
Incredible.
And in the meantime, I had 5 strokes in the brain.
Oh my God. But you seem.
I seem to be okay.
Yes, exactly. Oh my.
But I did pretend to be okay for 43 years. 53
me-
years.
me too.
For 53 years.
Exactly.
And I did manage to make people really believe it.
Me too. I'm still doing this every day.
So I practice, now that I practice for 53 years to
That's-
hide that I was crazy,
that's
I can
incredible.
continue.
Well, I would say on behalf of the entire watch community, we're so happy that you're better. You look great. You sound great. And thank God, bro. I mean, I'm so happy to see you.
Yes,
You know?
me too. I'm very happy every morning when I look at my
Yeah,
face
yeah,
in
exactly,
the mirror.
exactly.
And when for my kids,
Right. Of course.
my wife.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Xavier was just telling me about how he had to have emergency open heart surgery, and it was incredible because I think it was just like 6 weeks before that. We were in Neuchâtel,
Yeah.
having dinner, smoking cigars,
Yeah.
you know, drinking.
Cigars are over now.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
Wine? No.
No, wine is okay.
Wine is okay?
Wine is okay. Not too much.
Is cheese okay?
Cheese will be okay. Don't worry. We'll have the fondues again.
Okay, well, we have to do a special toast to you during the fondue dinner
Yeah,
because. Anyway, guys,
It's survival.
here
Yeah.
with Xavier de Roquemaurel. Interestingly, I was just doing an interview with Max Buser, and he mentioned how much he loved you, loved your spirit, loved what the energy that you bring to the watch industry as well. And so Xavier is the founder and owner of Czapek, right? And he has, in a very short period of time, actually come up with what I feel is an iconic watch, right? A truly iconic watch. And that is the Antarctique, right? So we're going to start with the more complicated version of the Antarctique. It is the split-second chronograph, or rattrapant, which he launched last year. The movement's extraordinary. It's made in collaboration with Chronode,
Yes.
Jean-François Maujean, and I had the pleasure to go to the Chronode atelier, thanks to Xavier. It's a stunning movement to behold because the entire split-second mechanism is on the front of the watch.
Exactly.
You see 2 column wheels, one for the chronograph at 12 o'clock and then one at 6 o'clock for the split-second mechanism.
Exactly.
And we will reveal to you soon also some of the incredible technical achievements represented by the split-second mechanism because honestly, and you know I love split-second chronographs, it's my favorite complication. It's to me the most innovative and the most brilliantly conceived. But how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Yes.
Watch Us a Wonder. Yes.
Thank you. I'm impressed. You remember everything about what
it's-
we spoke about.
Thank you. It's my job. Like I said, I've been fooling people for 53 years.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but also the details of the watch. It's exactly that. It's
Merci.
exactly that.
Merci.
Now, there is always a human story behind a watch.
Yes.
You know? And the human story was that the person I was talking to you about having this phone call, my
He's your
best friend forever,
Right.
he had a watch that he was a watch made by Czapek for the re-establishment of the watch,
Right.
Of the brand, sorry. And this watch was was powered by a vintage movement, Valjoux 7733.
Yes.
And the Valjoux is so nice it's not a column wheel, it's a cam.
Yes.
But the movement of the levers and the depth of the watch
Yes.
as a chrono was very interesting.
Right.
And one evening, having fun, we came up with this ludicrous idea to turn the watch, the other side, and say, let's imagine a chrono that is already inverted.
Right.
And that was the brief behind that watch.
Yes.
And we started on that brief in 2015.
Right.
And we spoke with Jean-François, and we actually sort of failed or did not realize it. Every time we were trying, but we could not find the right balance equilibrium in the equation.
Right.
So Jean-François came with a very good idea, which was to say, why don't we do a rattrapante?
Wow.
And then we said, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do the rattrapante together. And that's what makes this watch even more incredible, because it's the only and first watch with the rattrapante movement on the side.
Yes.
On the dial side.
Right.
On the dial side. So this is a ballet of levers.
Yes.
And this is also sort of a school watch where you can explain everything.
Yes,
Finally,
absolutely.
it's the people who are loving watches without knowing exactly how it works.
Right.
Well, we can tell them, this column wheel is a piloting place, the cockpit.
Yes.
Where you get the things to be moving, and if we activate it, we see the different position with the hammer and with the connection of the lever.
I should
of the
also
clutch.
mention this is a monopusher chronograph. So
it's a
this
monopusher.
button operates the start and the stop and the reset, and this operates the split-second function.
Exactly.
And it's beautifully integrated. This is one of the things I think is so brilliant about this watch, is that it's so beautifully integrated into the crown guard that at first you're not even sure where the pushers are. Right? Which I think is amazing.
Yeah, and a monopusher is a bit harder than the two pushers.
Yes.
Because you have to arm the hammer.
Yes.
It's a bit like I would say like a Colt,
split.
of the westerns.
Yes.
You need with the gâchette to arm the Colt.
Right.
And that's the
I like that.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You have so you have the hammer that goes back, and then when you and that's the start of the watch with the clutch connecting, and then after that, when you stop, the hammer goes in and stops directly and resets the.
So one of the things that people look for in a split-second chronograph, so let me show this to you guys, is that when you split it, first of all, that's the split. What you're looking for is two things. One is that when it catches up, the rattrapante function, it catches up super precisely and super fast.
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to show you that.
But not too fast. We worked on the speed in which it would catch up.
The most beautiful for the eye.
Yeah, you want to nearly see it,
Correct.
If it's invisible, then
you don't
it's frustrating. You want to see tack, and then it catches up.
So that was it, caught up. And then what's also, so let me split it again for you. And I have to say, this one is beautifully realized. I mean, it's stunning to behold. Can I also say that when you launched this watch last year, the price that you launched it as was like a gift to the community.
Yeah. Because we were thinking, our idea was also to make a lot of watch lovers which are non-initiated.
Yes.
Loving watches without knowing really what's in it.
Correct.
And we wanted these people to discover the beauty of horlogerie.
Right.
Right. There is a school not far here. It's called School of des Arts Industriels.
Yes.
And these two ideas, industrial and art together. And that was the same here. Is to say, look, in horlogerie, you're gonna see the artistic part of watchmaking.
Yes.
The most handcrafted one. And we thought we should make watches that help people to get into that field.
Yes.
So people who are used to a more normal watch, to see, look, this watch has a soul. This watch, and this is why, even if we grow in numbers today, we keep as an in-house rule, one watch, one watchmaker.
Okay. Wow.
It's not done in a big scale
way.
Exactly.
Right.
It's one watch, one watchmaker.
That's phenomenal.
And then we even change our passport, which is a certificate, the paper certificate of authenticity.
Right.
And then we have the digital one,
yes.
The blockchain one.
Yes.
But on the paper one, there is the signature of the watchmaker.
Fantastic.
So
you could actually.
And they loved it. They loved it. Really, they found that super cool.
You could probably one day visit the guy that actually made your watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I love. So, Xavier, let's go from that to this stunning watch, which I think has, since having launched a couple of days ago, as they like to say, has broken the internet, right?
Yes.
And so this is the Antarctique Rattrapante Ice Blue. We love the concept of about transparency, right? And for a watch that has so much complicated mechanism on the front of the dial, what would be better than to be able to see the mechanism as perfectly as possible? So what Xavier has done is he's taken the minute ring and he's taken the subdials related to the chronograph as well, and he's made them in sapphire crystal, but a fume blue sapphire crystal. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Dude, that's great.
The difficult part was to avoid the mirroring effect when you start treating the sapphire.
Ah, yes, of course.
That's the difficulty, and that's why we did had the many attempts there. What you see here is a real prototype, because there is like a big mistake inside that dial.
Yes.
Where the ring should be with white numbers and it came out with black numbers.
Oh dear. Okay.
And we didn't realize.
Yes.
So someone has done a big mistake without saying it. Or without realizing it,
Yes.
because sometimes you do too many things. We assembled, and then suddenly we looked at the watch and say, "Well, there's something strong." But
Yes.
that's also the beauty of saying that's a real prototype.
I love it.
It's not a finished watch, and it will probably stay like this as a prototype, and then the series will be all with white numbers.
Amazing. So can we also take a look at the Antarctique S?
Yes,
Nice
yes.
blue.
So
That
the
is-
S was the newborn.
Mm-hmm.
The S was corresponding at two reflections. One, that many people wanted a smaller watch.
Yeah.
Many people have small wrists like me.
Yes.
You know, so this is a 6.5 inches wrist.
Right.
And the Antarctic was okay, but a bit large. And then we also had many women who were saying, you know, look, I steal my husband's watch, but if I could have a smaller one, not too small, because now I'm used
Yes.
to larger sport watches,
Right.
but something that is in between, that is more adapted, then it would be great. And we like
I have
this
to say the
idea.
size is fantastic.
The size
though.
is fantastic.
And, you know, honestly, for me, I think they coexist really nicely for both genders. Actually.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Especially once you put an integrated bracelet on here, it'll be phenomenal. You know.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And check
the
this
bracelet,
out.
The bracelet should have arrived yesterday night. Well, sorry, this is 2022.
Yes, I
we will
know.
remember that. That's
the year that nothing arrived on time.
Yeah, exactly. But
So that is the signature movement of the Antarctique. That is one of the most beautiful most beautiful movements around. It's a full bridge movement, but with the bridges all super well crafted in terms of hand finishing, but really contemporary sort of design for these bridges as well. And with that beautiful micro rotor, that's one of my favorite movements.
It is.
It's absolutely stunning.
we thought about it really as a sort of a tribute to watchmaking.
Yes.
To show the best finishes you could get.
Yes.
And then, because you know the limit between men and women is blurred, and that's nice.
Yes.
We can steal stuff from women, and women can steal stuff from men.
Yes.
And because of that, we decided to actually have watches that would be a little bit more feminine.
Yes.
And watches that would be a little bit more masculine, like
Yes.
this one.
Yes.
This one is more feminine.
I love it.
But I would say probably 2/3 of the buyers have been men.
Fantastic. I
You
love
see?
it.
So this is the OSMIUM.
Yes.
When we discovered the OSMIUM, which is OSMIUM is this metal. This is
Xavier, I hear that's the most expensive metal on earth.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and that piece right there is $600,000.
no, $500,000.
Half a million. And for every 10,000 tons of platinum you extract, you can only extract 30 grams of osmium.
Exactly.
Incredible.
It's 3 per thousand. That's the proportion.
Crazy. So I'm going to put that here.
So when but we did all that just for the price of it.
Yes.
The reflection was a design reflection.
Yes.
We love the crystallized effect of that metal.
Yes.
It's only crystallized in Geneva, so
Wow.
it's a Swiss
Product,
It's a Swiss
yeah.
product.
Yes.
And on top of that, there is this grey bluish or bluish grey
Yes.
color that you cannot achieve when you color another crystallized metal.
Right.
You get to a blue, you get to a grey.
Yes.
But you don't get to that point of of having a mix of the two that is deep in the metal.
I love it.
And this is why we worked on making a dial, and we wanted that dial to be a statement, not in a bad man sense, a statement by making a whole piece of osmium present
Fantastic.
that people could suddenly enjoy.
I would definitely wear this.
And wear it.
And on an integrated bracelet will be insane. It'll
Yeah,
be
it
so
will be.
cool.
It will be.
And the name of this watch is the
Frozen Star.
Frozen Star. That's insane. I love that. And I would totally wear that. That's amazing. Well, Xavier, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, with pleasure.
I love the Frozen Star. I adore the new Rattrapant in ice blue. I mean, it's phenomenal. So bravo, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
sir. Excellent.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy watchmaking and enjoy time. That's the most precious.
Yeah, time is precious. We both celebrate our 53rd birthday this year. So
excellent. Take care.
Take care, brother.
Bye.
Cheers.